In this video, I wanted to talk to you about a business that's for sale right now in Omaha, Nebraska, that if you bought it and if you ran it in the way that the current owner is running it and as profitably as they have been able to do with a very long track record, then your take home seller's discretionary earnings, or earnings like as the owner between your W-2 wages and the profit from the business, and after you've already paid your loan payment to buy this business, you'd be looking at a $410,000 salary per year. So this starts to be the level that a lot of people that are in corporate America start to be very interested in these types of businesses, because even if you made less than that, than you expected, that's still $300,000 a year or even $200,000 a year. That's a very comfortable salary for a lot of folks, and you could grow this business. So yes, it's doing this right now, but it could also expand. So you could be looking at not 400,000, but 500,000. Also, once your loan is paid off in 10 years, or you could pay it off faster, then you're not going to have those loan payments every month. And your seller's discretionary earnings, if you ran them like this owner does, would be $736,000 a year after your loan is paid off. So pretty cool business opportunity. And you have to think about, it's not just the annual amount that you're taking home as the owner, you have an asset to sell. So it's not like your $400,000 a year job that you have. You're making $400,000 a year, but you're also paying down a loan on an asset that's worth, over $2 million. So you'll get the high income and you'll get the $2 million at the end of the day. I would never say like running a small business is an easy feat, especially in the first year and as you're, learning everything that there is to know about operating this business. But I mean, I've worked in corporate and some of those jobs are pretty stressful too, and stressful for reasons that are really outside of your control. And if you're someone that likes to call the shots and likes to be able to see a problem, fix a problem, do it your way, then I really do think that, owning a small business is sometimes less stressful than kind of being held back or, limited in how you can control your environment in a larger corporate environment. So let's walk through the numbers on this one. It is for sale for $2.25 million, and it is in the construction industry. It's a very niche specialty construction, and I can't tell you what it is without you signing the NDA, because there are only a couple of businesses in Omaha that do this particular specialty. But it's a good one. I like where it's at, and one of the things I like about it is that it's not a type of construction that just like anybody can get into if they have, $500 and like a set of tools. It's not a remodeling business or something where the capital expenditure is pretty low. This business, when you acquire it, you will acquire $1 million in equipment that allows you to operate this particular type of business. So there's definitely some barriers to entry and just anyone getting into this type of business. And what I like about it is it has the longevity. So this business has been around since 1989. It was sold in 2003, and the last owner has run it for the last 18 years. And he really took it, even to the next level. And he was very process and technology driven. So it's honestly a very well run company, and good processes in place. And I asked if the owner of the business would need to have any type of construction background themselves, or whether sales, operations, more of the being the face of the business would be a better fit. And the broker that is listing this one, he said that it would be better actually to have more of that sales experience, running a business experience, or just like operations, finance, that there's employees that do the actual work. So it's much more of you working on the business and working on sales than you directing employees. There are 10 full-time employees and there are 2 managers. So you're not even the like front level manager in this business. So it really kind of lets you get to that like higher level thinking and, do some different things. So we've talked about the sale price. We talked a little bit about what you would earn. So, the really the next piece is to talk about how this deal could be financed. So the seller is willing to finance $600,000 of the purchase price, which is great because when they do that, sometimes you can pay less in a down payment. So rather than paying the full 10% down payment, or $225,000 in cash up front, sometimes you can pay about half of that, depending on the lender, of course. But that is the SBA rule, that if the seller is financing a certain amount and they're willing to keep it on standby for either the whole term of the loan or do interest-only payments, you can actually use a good portion of that for your down payment. So if you did SBA financing for 1.5 million, 1.525 to be exact, then your annual loan payments would be $241,000, and then you would also have the $600,000 that you'd be paying to the seller at 7% interest rate instead of I think I factored in 10.5% interest rate on this one. So at the end of the day, like I said, you are going to be likely making $410,000 per year if you can sustain it, just like the previous owner did. Those are 2023 numbers that I'm going over with you. So what I like about this type of business is there is room. It is a good business for someone that's not, maybe familiar with the construction industry. And there aren't that many businesses like this for sale in Omaha. So right now, I don't have any businesses in this category for sale any longer. I did up until, the last 6 weeks. I've gotten all 3 of them under contract. So sorry guys, you missed out on all 3 of those businesses. But I am always looking for more things that I can sell. So this is actually listed by John Fullerton. He's with Transworld. I have a relationship with John in terms of we're willing to co-broke with each other, which is, I think, if you are a business seller by chance listening to this, not every brokerage firm is willing to share a portion of their commissions to help bring more buyers. So they want, 100% of the pie for themselves, and they're not willing to collaborate with anybody else that might have a buyer. So I just think that limits sellers' buyers pools. And that's why with every brokerage firm in Nebraska that sells businesses that I try to establish a co-brokerage relationship where they can, if they have a buyer, they can come to me. If I have a buyer, I can go to them. So on this one, if you are interested in it, you can just send me an email and I will send you the NDA to sign, and I am able to represent you as the buyer. So that's nice. You actually have like someone that's on your side, which a lot of times you don't unless you're willing to pay for those services. And the full cost of my services would be covered under the commission paid out by the seller. So nothing due on your end. So yeah, reach out to me about this business if it catches your interest. And looking forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks.